Hello everyone, Charles Watts here, the Arsenal correspondent at Goal, joining you for a short transfer update. The Arsenal transfer talk going to be running throughout the summer. I'll try and keep you as updated as I can with everything that I know about all deals involving Arsenal, and we are getting very, very close. Fingers crossed. It's taken a while, hasn't it, Gabriel? It's almost it has began to feel like a saga, but that saga, like I said again, fingers crossed, is beginning to come to an end, and Arsenal now believe they will be signing Gabriel for around £25 million from Lille. It's been Arsenal being confident throughout, but I mean certainly in terms of fans, you've kind of been kept on tenterhooks. I know you have. On social media, sort of following this one because it looked like it was done, and suddenly Napoli were pushing to get a deal done. Then Manchester United got thrown into the equation. In terms of Manchester United, I'm not sure there was ever real strong interest from United. They had been in discussion with the representatives, but I don't think, as far as I'm aware, that it ever got down to them really making any sort of firm offer or anything like that for Lille. But Arsenal have been confident throughout that they were going to get the deal done for Gabriel, even after Ralston left. Edu came in and has been leading that one for Arsenal, who's far more heavily involved in the deal as well. And now, as it stands on Sunday morning, and I hate to be totally adamant on this one because it has seemed to have had a few twists and turns along the way, but as far as I'm aware, Arsenal are now very, very confident that a deal for Gabriel will be finalised in the coming days. There have been lots of talks over the weekend with Gabriel and his representatives. They are based in Brazil. Gabriel's obviously in France, and those talks have now come to fruition. And Arsenal believe they are going to get their man, like I said, for about 25 million. Gabriel, once it's done, once it's finalised, will sign a 5-year contract for Arsenal. He's been their top defensive target this summer. They'll be absolutely delighted to get this one over the line. Left-footed centre-back, something Mikel Arteta very much wants. He's already got one in Pablo Mari. He's got another now. Fingers crossed again that this one does get over the line in Gabriel. You've got William Saliba on the other side, and you've still got the very experienced David Luiz there as well, who I do think, and I'll talk about this later on throughout the week, will have a very, very big role, certainly in the first half of the season anyway. So yeah, Gabriel, it's Sunday morning at the moment. When I'm making this video, Gabriel is due to arrive in England at some point early in the week. The big hurdle Arsenal got to get through now is the quarantine rules. Obviously, Gabriel is coming in from France. His agents are based in Brazil. If they're coming over, they're going to have to quarantine as well. And there's no way around this. There's no, just because he's an elite level sportsman and because he's, Arsenal have got this, can call upon testing almost whenever they want because of their resources. It's not going to change things. He's going to have to quarantine as if anyone else coming from a country where you have to self-isolate for 14 days. France is obviously on that list from the UK government, and Arsenal have told me they will be adhering to government rules throughout. So there's not going to be any way getting around this, which is going to add an extra complication. Obviously, you want to, when you come in, you do videos, you do your photos, you do the actual physical contract signing. The player has to sign the contract, agents have to oversee it, lawyers have to oversee it all. And it's not going to be ideal that Gabriel is going to be, when he does arrive in England, is going to be confined basically to a hotel room for the first 2 weeks of his stay and not really allowed to see anyone and have things delivered off to keep him through. So it's not an ideal start to life in North London, but Arsenal are going to have to get through that. So I'm told it's a very complex situation in terms of how these transfers are going to get finalised. It's something that clubs are going to have to do now. It's not just Arsenal with Gabriel. It's going to have to take place in clubs up and down the country. With various transfers, and Arsenal are now going to experience it for the first time with trying to get this Gabriel deal over the line. But it's something they're going to have to do. It's not going to have an effect on the transfer going through. Having got to this stage, they're not going to suddenly not do it now because he's got a quarantine for 2 weeks. So it's just a case of getting it done. Not ideal for the player, not ideal for the club, not ideal for Mikel Arteta. He'll want to get him training as soon as possible, but he's not going to be able to do that because he's going to have to quarantine. But it's just going to have to be done. So I'm not sure in terms of the big fanfare, the big announcement, the big video, how that's going to work, if they're going to be able to do it at all, if they're going to do it by Zoom or something like that. It's something that Arsenal will have to worry about. But that's not the big thing here, is it? It's not the key thing. The big thing is trying to get this transfer done and completed. And Arsenal are hopeful that that will happen now in the very near future, following a very productive weekend with talks with Gabriel and his agents and trying to get this one over the line. Like I said, he is being their key target. So Mikel Arteta, Edu, everyone will be absolutely delighted that it looks like they have now made that one possible. So Gabriel will become Arsenal's second summer signing. Should it all go through and not be any last minute hitches, he will join Willian, who's already arrived, a fellow Brazilian. So 2 Brazilians arriving for Arsenal so far this summer. Attention will now turn to try and getting some players out in terms of defenders as well. You look at Arsenal, they've got 8 there now, and that doesn't even include Mavropanos when you talk about centre-backs. Mavropanos obviously on loan at the moment over in Germany. You've got Saliba, Gabriel, David Luiz, Shotran Mustafi, Rob Holding, Callum Chambers. Who am I missing? There's other ones there that I've totally slipped my mind right now. But Arsenal have got to get these players out one way or the other. Socrates obviously attracting strong interest from over in Italy. Now Socrates has just had a baby. From what I've been told, he's very happy in London, doesn't really want to leave. So that's going to complicate things if Napoli really are pushing it for him. But Arsenal very open to the idea of some of these players moving on. I don't think Luiz is going to go, certainly not. I think he's going to be key. But in terms of Socrates, Shotran Mustafi, Rob Holding, or Callum Chambers, who's obviously injured at the moment, if offers do arrive for those over the coming weeks, and Arsenal will be looking to move those on because they're going to have to reduce numbers. You can't go in with the amount of centre-backs that they've got right now. They're going to have to reduce those numbers just to get players off the wage bill first and foremost as well, which is obviously something Arsenal need to try and do. In terms of further afield and bringing in further new transfers, Hassim Ayour, obviously at Lyon, a player Arsenal very much like. He looks like he's going to be moving this summer. As I've said before, I think it's going to be a tough one for Arsenal to do unless Lyon agree to the swap deal that Edu has been proposing, which will involve Matteo Guendouzi. Whether Guendouzi is up for that, I don't know. But if Arsenal are looking to just do a straight cash deal for him, Lyon are looking for about £53 million by what's being reported over in France. And for Arsenal, that's an incredibly difficult amount of money for them to lay down, especially when they are also focusing on Thomas Partey as well, another long-running saga that is nowhere nearer to completion yet for Arsenal. We know what the deal is with that. Atletico say you've got to play the release clause, £45 million, €50 million if you want to get him. Arsenal at the moment not able to do that. So we're going to have to wait and see whether they can go. But the fact that they've now got Gabriel, touch wood, fingers crossed, one last time through the door, barring any last-minute hitches, that'll be a big relief for Mikel Arteta. His defence now very much taking shape for the new season going forward, and now it's going to be time to focus on the midfield. There's been links with Thiago, obviously, at Bayern Munich. I'm sure you've seen those. I don't know. I haven't had that confirmed by anyone that I've spoken to yet about whether there's any truth in that. My opinion on it is I'd be very, very surprised. Given his age, he's a quality player. Mikel Arteta will know him well. Pep Guardiola loves him. Was determined to get a Bayern Munich from Barcelona. He's the exact sort of player Arteta would like. He's quality every single manager would like Thiago in their side. But I just think given the money that would be involved, given his age, and given some of the other targets Arsenal are looking at, then I would be surprised if that's one that Arsenal look to get done. We'll have to wait and see what that goes. But as far as I'm aware at the moment, it's just speculation. I haven't had it confirmed by anyone that I've spoken to about whether that is the links to Thiago have any substance. But I'll try and continue to dig and see if I can find out anything. And if I do, then I'll bring it to you here and on articles on goal.com. So please do head over to Goal as well. I've got a story about what's going on with Gabriel. That's online, got online earlier today. So please do get over and read that. I'll drop a link to it in the link below the video as well, so you can give that a read with a full story about what exactly is happening with Arsenal and Gabriel right now. Thank you for watching, everyone. Do appreciate all the support on the channel. And I will, like I said, try and keep you as updated as I can as the transfer window progresses. So for today, thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. Speak to you soon.